morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to Monday Night in America, the longest regularly scheduled running program on the internet since September of 2008. Thank you for joining us, and welcome. I'm your host, Roger Noriega, and if you want to follow everything that's happening on the network, don't forget, head on over to ndbmedia.net, which, of course, should be at the bottom. Now it is. You can follow it right there. See it going across. It's just absolutely beautiful. So hopefully you like this one. And of course, I got it wrong. Got to do this right. A blonde is at a soda vending machine in a casino. She sticks a quarter in, pushes the button, and catches a can when it pops out. Then she puts another quarter in and does the same. Then again and again and again. Eventually, the casino manager comes over and says, "Hey, you must be really thirsty." "Not really," replies the blonde, "but I don't want to stop while I'm winning." Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Thank you for joining. It is Monday Night in America, and there it is. So, folks, we're going to get to our usual stuff here. It was something that only happens in America, and I want to thank The Week, as well as MSN, as well as many others for providing these wonderful tidbits that you can find on the internet. A Tennessee school district will no longer accept illness as a reason for students to miss school. Lawrence County School System's new attendance policy exempts students with chronic conditions, but for everyone else, quote, "You can bring all the doctor's notes you want, but absence is still unexcused," said Director Michael Atkins. "If you have the sniffles, that's fine. If you're going to have them when you go to work one day, you better get used to them having now." Ugh. Only in America, ladies and gentlemen, and in Tennessee, no less, the southern states. Privacy advocates are sounding the alarm about the surveillance system at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. The university's Real-Time Information Center collects information from 3,000 security cameras, license plate readers, and a fleet of drones that could soon add social media monitoring and AI-driven analysis of video feeds. Of course, this is not what we expect from a university, said David Maas of the Electronic Frontier Foundation. This is what we expect from a mid-sized city. Only in America, ladies and gentlemen. It was a good week for racing the clock. Conspiracy theorists, have at it. Eat your children while you're going along with it. It was a good week for racing the clock after lawyers for President Trump, who is suing the Wall Street Journal for its reporting on Trump's friendship with Jeffrey Epstein, asked a judge to order the deposition of Journal owner Rupert Murdoch within the next 2 weeks, arguing that Murdoch is 94 and is believed to have suffered recent significant health scares. It was a good week for robot scofflaws. After Atlanta police confirmed they've been running a two-tier system of justice for human motorists and self-driving cars, letting the latter off without fines or citations because the court system is unable to process traffic citations for AVs with no human operator. God bless America. It was also a good week for organized crime, with reports that a gang of macaw monkeys at a Balinese temple has perfected the art of stealing phones and other valuables from tourists, which they trade back for food. "They're running a scam," said Jonathan Hami, whose sunglasses were held for ransom. I guess you didn't see it coming, did you? It was a bad week for Camelot after Rep. Bob Onder, a Republican of Missouri, introduced a bill to rename the Kennedy Center as the Donald J. Trump Center for Performing Arts, citing the fact that Trump has entertained audiences for decades. It was a bad week, but there's legislation that doesn't allow them to change the name. But they haven't figured it out yet. I mean, they only work for Congress after all. But they work as Congress people. But they're going to figure it out eventually. It was a bad week for Jeffrey Epstein, an Australian expat running for mayor in Framingham, Massachusetts, who has received demands to release the list after being mistaken online for sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey said it should be easy to tell him and Jeffrey apart. He's a dead American, and I'm a live Australian. This is how stupid people are. It's unbelievable. It was also a bad week for fair play after Trump was caught on video appearing to cheat while golfing in Scotland. Oh, they finally got him on video. We've known this. He cheats everyone that plays against him or with him. You can't play against him if he cheats, because he cheats. After the president lost the ball in the rough, a caddy tossed a new one on the fairway without any evidence that Trump took a penalty. Trump has been accused of cheating on numerous times, including by actor Samuel L. Jackson and rocker Alice Cooper. Yeah. In Austin, Texas, it's a question of family values. This happened over the last week. Texas State Legislator Giovanni Caprioloni, co-author of the 2021 law that banned nearly all abortions in the state, confirmed the week before that he had an affair with an exotic dancer named Alex Grace for over 17 years. 17. He was a member of the GOP Texas House of Representatives since 2013. Shocked Texas. No, they didn't shock them. They just have to act shocked because it's projection. Folks, when you're accusing someone of being that way, it's because you yourself believe that you're capable of it. Think about it. Actually, you're not thinking about it because that's why it's called projection. But those that cry about that are the ones that tend to get caught. Look, he passed a law for banning all abortions, and guess what? Bam! Oh, that might not be the appropriate word, but he, of course, dropped his re-election bid. 3 days later, in an interview with the conservative outlet Current Revolt, Grace explained how he met Caprioloni in 2004 at age 18 and went on to claim that he paid her to undergo multiple abortions over the years. There you go. Wow. The Human Life Protection Act, the 2021 so-called trigger ban that Caprioloni introduced, was designed to prohibit abortion in Texas as soon as the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Caprioloni frequently touted his family values platform. The Republican called the claim that he had paid for any abortion categorically false and said he would be pursuing legal remedies. Folks, only because you got caught. Well, they're accusations. Judge for yourself. But once again, we have a situation where he denies the abortions, but did not deny in a relationship. But we'll leave it to the individual to defend themselves. This is what's happening. There's always a rush to judgment. But once again, the family value politicians are hypocrites. Folks, I've told you the difference. All politicians, they're all the same. It's not a shock. And for you to believe, oh, I apologize. Hope, I did not see you this morning. Was currently watching the chaos in Texas with the Democrats fleeing Chicago. I paused that. Oh, Hope, I'm so sorry. And what do you get? Junk from me. All right, Hope. Let me see if I have one for you. Oh, you're blonde. I can't use my go-to. I actually have a great deal of respect for you, Hope. So I cannot use the blonde joke. All right. I'll go with this one. And these are jokes of man walks into a bar. So here's one. Hopefully, what would men be without women? Scarce, sir. Mighty scarce, said Mark Twain. I'll have a battle of the sexes maybe a little bit later, but I hope you're doing well. I understand it is August. I can't imagine what that temperature is like out there, and it's absolutely disgusting. The East Coast humidity, it's absolutely horrible. But hey, There is quite a bit of chaos. All kidding aside, the whole issue of redistricting. I remember my mother when she was younger. Well, when I was quite a bit younger, would tell me, "Oh, okay, it's not bad today." She would tell me that the Republicans were the quicker ones to take action, and the Democrats were the louder ones to scream. I never forgot that. I always thought that was really cool. And she said you cannot trust either one. But she did tell me she was against Ronald Wilson Reagan, and I don't know why I'm actually bringing this up. I went to the Reagan Library yesterday, and we spent, oh my goodness, maybe 6-7 hours there. Hold on. We got there at 11:30 because they have an exhibit on the Dead Sea Scrolls, which, folks, oh my goodness, for me it was a once in a lifetime. I'm a geo guy, and I'm not necessarily a rock hound, but I study geology quite a bit. And of course, with my historical, I've always said that to know who we are, we need to know who we were. And I myself am a student of history. The reason why I study history is because when I was growing up, my classmates, family, they were forgetting those stories of bravery and gallantry of predominantly in World War II and stuff like that. And those stories were always incredibly emotional to me. One of the most emotional movies I ever saw in my life about bravery is, of course, the movie Glory, 1989. And I went to see that movie. A classmate took me to go and see that movie. And I'm eternally grateful because I don't know if I would have seen that. I'm not a Civil War historian by any means whatsoever. I just study quite a bit of history, and I appreciate that. But my love of history in its totality took me to the uh, the Reagan Library because they have 8 pages or fragments of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Maybe both. Thank you. I'm not trying to put your brain to work right now, Hope, but thank you. So for me to be able to go, and I have pictures. I did post them on Facebook yesterday at the museum, and Ajimo wasn't able to go with me. She was exhausted, and I went with a few other people, and it was quite a bit of fun. But we left the house. I left the house at 8, picked her up at 8:30, made her way to Simi Valley. Actually, I picked her up and her mom, and then we met her cousin or one of them, and we went out there, and it was a fun day. It was good, and being the little bit that I know of history, and folks, this is not an opinion. Well, I suppose it is, but it's a comment. With all the anger that's going on, and I won't even be able to be the first one to tell you which side is right or wrong, because that's not my aim. As you know, I like to open the conversation up so that we can begin to have a conversation. Because if we're just screaming at each other and yelling, it does us no good. I, for one, have commented to many people that, and this is not even the political discourse, this isn't even the religious discourse, just science, history, everything. In my observations, I have noticed that people are not effectively screaming their point, but they're telling you their point. They're making sure that they get it done. And they're not even interested if their point lands or not. They don't care if you understand it or even think about it. It's to be first, it's to be right, and that's it. Your opinion, your point of view, your consideration means nothing. And that is what the political discourse, if you can even call it discourse, has become. And as you know, I've been doing this for 17 years. I've been trying to change that discourse by opening things up. That's why I try to find these things that are funny. Yes, more to me than anything else. But I try to bring them to the fore. And I'm going to continue doing so. And now that I have a little bit more time on me, I'm probably going to be able to devote a little bit. But the reason why Monday Night America is a bit shorter now, lengthwise, I still lose on that one. The program is shorter. I'm still 5'11" and a half. My father, as he grew older, of course, gravity does what it does, and it compressed his spine. And I walked in as a freshman. You see, I'm a tangent. I'm all over the place. 5 feet 10 inches, a freshman in high school, and I walked up 5'11" and a half. I had my growth spurt in the 8th grade. So all I did in 9th grade basketball was this. Come on, try to score. And I was a big kid. I wasn't the only one, but it was fun. Freshman basketball was fun. But anyway, and sophomore and junior and even a little bit of senior. But I don't mean to be that way. But my father was always taller. And then it got to a point where he was shorter than I was. Now it was a compression. So I figured, all the thing about the genes, and I'm talking about GENE, not the JEAN. That's another thing. I'm not going to bother to waste time with that. What's going down, I think, in Florida right now. Guys, some of it you just have to laugh at. Some of it you just got to move on because there's so much noise out there. And that's what we're trying to do is correct some of that. Well, not correct, enlighten people. But I don't want it to be a lecture. Point is, my father got shorter, and I figured I was suffering the same thing. And you all know that I have 3 compressing discs, and I've taken them into retirement with me. I don't know if I'm going to have surgery on them or not. I still don't know. I have carpal tunnel. It's very difficult. I have the cramping when I drive. I get the cramping, and it's difficult. But I'm looking to take a long distance trip. I'm going to be in Dallas Fort Worth sometime the end of the month. I'm going to go visit a cousin and his family. I know they're on her side, but I'm still going to go. And I also want to go to Hermosillo. I have my passport. I've had it since May or so. As you know, good old Raj was whipped. I had a young lady, a client, tell me, "Hey, Raj, have you ever been to Europe?" No. You want to go with me? So I don't think that one's going to happen right away. I'm still going. I got my passport. Come on. So I'm going to head south. The trip, it's not 18 hours. It's to Hermosillo and or Hermosillo for some people. Its city's about 1 million people, and it's about an 18-hour. It's not really 18 hours, but it's enough. It's maybe 12 hours. And I'm thinking of driving east, maybe stopping either in Phoenix or Tucson or Nogales, and then another 4 hours to Hermosillo. It's not that far, so I want to go ahead and do that. I don't think it's going to be this week. It's probably going to be next week, and then Texas is going to be the week after because my daughters are going to the dentist. They're getting a lot of work done. As a matter of fact, all of us are getting a lot of work done. My turn hasn't come, but I need to get a lot of work done. I haven't. So retired, have the time. If I'm going to cry about it, well, I guess I'm going to have to cry about it. At home, I'm wallow in agony. So, the whole thing about height. I thought I was losing height, and I'm not. I'm still 5'11" and a half, much to my happiness. So, I don't know. I don't know if that's temporary or what. But, we'll see. So, but the original thought of the whole height thing, I don't know where. It's gone. It's gone. So, because I go off on tangents. That's why I enjoy having people on with me because the conversation just moves forward. But I have always tried to make light of situations. Aw. Yeah, woman. but you know how to fish. You know how to gut. You know how to hunt. I have not gone hunting in over 30 years. I have. Or I have not. And that is something that I would probably want to do again. I was never any good at fishing. I don't have the patience. And Hope, every time you showed me those pictures of the catch, woman, jeez, I was impressed. And not for not all the other skills that you have when it comes to the fish. You're very humble as well, and you are most humble. But I appreciate you shared that imagery with me, and I was wow. I fish, I don't hunt, but I own a lot of guns. I could go hunt. Well, that's what I was alluding to. My nephew has them right now. I had a Mac 10, for those of you that know. The gun in its configuration, which I had to buy new magazines because the magazines that I have do not conform with California's law. The magazines that I had were, you can have the Mac 10. Folks, it's a Uzi, okay? There's a 30 round magazine, and it's one button, click, another one, go again. It is not automatic by any means, of course. I couldn't buy one of those, but that is one of the ones that I have, and I've left it with my nephew. My brother had it. Of course, he passed away last year, in July of last year. Yeah. That was rough. I was so happy to go see him. Well, I was really thankful that I was able to see him. He passed away on July 7th. Of course, my father passed away on July 8th. So I'm like, July 6th. I told you all about the death game, right? How I knew it was March 19th, 2019. For years, it was a death game on Final Destination. For those of you that know, look up the DVD. It's on the internet. And I played that game, and it didn't matter how many times. I did it like 20, 30 times, and I got the same blasted date every time. I get someone to come over, and they got a different date. Each and every time, they all got a different date. And I always got the same one. So I secretly realized it was going to be March 19th. When I already told that one on another program. I really thought that it was done March 19th. And when that day came and went, I don't think I left the house. I didn't do anything. I stayed in the house. I put all the knives away, all the tools, everything. But anyway, way off course again. I will be purchasing some other arms again, and it's amusing to me because many people think that I'm from the left. I'm a moderate, folks. Everyone knows my faith, so that should tell you that would automatically make me a right winger. But in my workplace, I am what one would call the left. I fight for working families. But on the right, I am a big believer of family values myself. I just don't go throwing stones at other people. That thing about watch for that 5x4. I know it's the speck in your eye, but I've always called it a 2x4 or whatever. I'm not going to be the first one to throw because, oh, baby, I live in a glass house, even though it doesn't look like it right now. Oh, my God, I got 2 cat houses. I know, I'm all over the place. Thank you, Hope. Thank you. You're a good influence. I will show them. Claudia's nephew, Eduardo, did a great job of putting them together in the 3 hours. Young man came over, though. He had a drill. And I guess it was getting a little later in the day, and he drilled through, and he was holding it, and it went through to his index finger. Oh my goodness! Yeah, he drew blood. Yeah, thank you. And we have them now because, as you know, my Frady cat Canela would spend the time in the garage. But man, does she shed her coat? Oh. Yeah, it's everywhere. Look, I love that little kitty, that little Freddy cat, but Claudia would come over and she's like, dude, what are you doing to me? This office is, it was Ugh. I wonder how the translation on this episode is going to be. Because I've seen that the words are filled in. So when I come up with all these other words. But I believe I'm doing a good job today. Hope of not butchering English as I normally do. So I guess this one's a little bit happier. I have something hanging over my head tomorrow. I got to get it done. So I ask everyone, if you do have the time, I would appreciate good thoughts. I'm going to take care of it early tomorrow. I have to travel to take care of it. And once it's done, it's done. I'm just happy. I just got to get out of the way. This has been hanging over my head since like May. So I'm looking forward to being through with this. And that's it. Just moving on. That's it. I just have to get through it. It's the bummer. So I happy thoughts would be appreciated. I think as the summer moves on, we're going to go. Thank you. I want to believe so. Just got to get through it. What was I going to say? I don't know. Getting old. If I didn't, if you don't write it down, it didn't happen. But I invite everyone and anyone to have a conversation with me, but understand that if you're going to have a conversation, I will challenge you because I bring receipts. This is what I do. And just making a claim or whatever is no good. But Hope did have that video of what happened. I believe it was in Florida. Never got a chance to go over that again. And I look forward to it. But now that I'm retired, I am in my 8th week of retirement. Every Friday is the beginning of a new week. So last Friday was the beginning of the 8th week. I'm enjoying it. It is. I have to get up super early tomorrow. So I was like going back to work. My final check is available. So I got to pick it up on Wednesday. I could drive by. I don't want to do it on Tuesday. So on Wednesday, I'm going to get that. I already received my first retirement check, which was funny. It was like, why'd you get a paper check? Because the first one is always a paper check. And I already deposited that one. Let's see. Yeah. I got my sick pay. That was the last one already. I got the retirement one. And now I get my last one. So I'm really happy about that one. I'll have that one on Wednesday and should be good. So looking forward to that. But I'm bringing the jokes back in, folks. So I ask you to bear with me. I love the Only in America segments, as you know, and the good week and bad week. And I'm glad I was able to get them in. But right now, my daughter had dental work done today, and they took out 2 wisdom teeth. Poor baby. She got that from me. I had my wisdom teeth removed, but they screwed me up. They took them like this and then like that. So 1 week, I know I shouldn't make that sound. It's not appropriate. And then I was on this one. Again, I shouldn't make that sound. But I had them removed before I had my first job of braces done. So that was like in 86. Had a lot of work done. So now my daughter's getting that. And I feel bad that they have to go through that, but it's better. And Ariel, my special girl, she dodged where they killed a root canal. Oh, man. She had one filling done today, which was great. And then my youngest, Gmo, as you've known her, she what did she have? Oh, 2 of the wisdom teeth. I think the uppers. So I didn't expect her to go. But as you know, on the reason why my program is moved from 7 p.m. to 6 p.m. and now from 6 p.m. to 6:30 is because I go out with my youngest. We're going to go to Barnes & Noble right now as soon as I'm finished with this program. And I enjoy doing that. And it's cool. It's good. And I'm really happy about it. So that's why this program only runs about 30 minutes. And I try to get a whole bunch of stuff in there. But Hope, thank you. I don't mean to say you got me on track, but thank you. I appreciate it. It was a lot more fun in this episode. So take it however you want. You did. And I'm happy for it. I guess I haven't had a chance to speak to you in a bit. I don't know if the Night of the Seven Kingdoms is due soon. So I'm looking forward to you, to Cynthia, who also joined us, who I've known her for a long time. I appreciated her commentary as well. Your daughter. Oh, my goodness. And everyone else who is part of that review. I just can't wait till we do that one. But they may have set it back. I don't know, with all the tumultuous scenes going on with Discovery and HBO. And oh, how the mighty have fallen. Did you guys hear? Well, half of America didn't hear this. That CNN has fallen to less than 500,000 in prime time. Wow. They were the go-to network. And there's a lesson here, folks. When you do good news, you do well. And CNN used to do good news. And now they're just getting beat up by Fox. Fox isn't even close. I believe their prime time is 2.4 million. It's done. It's over. It's not even the mighty have fallen. It's like, you're done, dude. MSNBC, I think, is just a tad above CNN. But you guys got to figure out what you're going to do. Otherwise, the Chicken Noodle Network. I don't know if a lot of you people know that, but when CNN started up under Ted Turner back in the late 70s, it was called the Chicken Noodle Network. And then they became the Monster. But that's when they were doing news. And they're not anymore. So, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. Most media outlets spin everything. There's an incredible amount of yellow journalism. And it's tough to read through it and to get through it. I myself read. I don't watch because it's very tough. But I read through Fox, MSN, and of course CNN. After about 30 minutes, I'm done. There's only so much I can take. And that's all three of them, not 30 minutes each. Ugh. It's already more mush. The mashed potatoes become watery at that point. Up here. And it's just too much. I do read, I've told you guys, I read the Week. I like the Week, but there's not a good article. There's not a good picture on there. I read it. It's once a week. And it gives me, the reason why I like reading the Week is because they have the main story on the particular page, whatever it is, international, big story, state, South Central. I meant countries, South Central. I don't know, like Central America, South America. They do regional news and they pick out stories, but for the main stories, they choose from many different sources to comment in the article or the story itself, which is really cool. And that's one reason why I like reading the Week. I'm still not getting everything. That's why I go to London Times, I go to Reuters, India, English. I meant to say Australia, Canada. I like reading from around the world to see how they're making fun of us here in the United States. But what I'm really following, I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Alberta is moving forward with, we don't want to be part of the union anymore. Alberta might be the 51st state of the United States, and then Saskatchewan 52, because they're with them. And now British Columbia 53. Ooh, I like it. But it ruins the Star Trek universe because there's a future episode, which was in the past, where the United States flag has 52 stars. A lot of people assume that was DC and Puerto Rico. Not even going to happen yet. The whole thing about Puerto Rico, we'll talk about it in the future. But my daughter's waiting for me. We're going to go to Barnes & Noble. And she's not going to get her regular coffee, obviously. But she is having spaghetti right now. And we're just going to go over and go and read for a little while. And yes, Roger will be on the lookout. I'm retired. Come on, what else is there to do? Anyway, I appreciate everyone that stopped in. I know a lot of you stop in and comment after the fact. Thank you, Hope. It's really good seeing you again, young lady. I hope you're doing well. Um, I hope your family is doing well, your kids, and importantly, your husband out there, out in the ocean, the deep water stuff. Ugh. Uh, yeah. Uh, so I hope it's good for you and for the family. And I hope he's doing well. And for everyone else, guys, that's going to be it for now. I thank you. I'm out, and maybe I'll post the book that I'm reading. Who knows? I read a lot of different stuff. But for now, we'll see you guys on the other side. Thanks. Peace. I'll be back. I was going to say hasta la vista, baby, but I didn't have it in